Hi, my name is Randy Rolfe, and this is a product showcase for Nikken products. This is not an official Nikken presentation, but it's done by independent consultants like myself. We'll have special guests and share about the products. There's a series of live programs and recordings on the royalalliance.com. We have another product showcase Thursday evening. This is usually Thursday mornings, 11 o'clock Pacific time. So let me get started by sharing my screen and telling you my story, and then have our special guest share. So let's see here, why is this not? There we go. So Nikken is all about discover active wellness. Can you see the PowerPoint? Great. And living a life in balance. And I discovered Nikken 19 years ago, and it was a delight because I'd been involved in natural health for already 20 years, teaching nutrition and active wellness and the importance of sleep. And I found that someone, a naturopathic physician, told me about Nikken. He said, you really need to know about it. It's a whole nother dimension to natural health. And I reacted directly to it because I knew a whole lot about the effects of our modern world, our electrical wires all through our houses, and now Wi-Fi. Didn't exist back then, but that's even another distorting energy. And I knew about the beneficial energies from the earth. I knew some Native American Indians who said, you know, hugging a tree and lying on the earth isn't just woo-woo. It really connects you to nature and the natural energies of Mother Earth. And so this company, using modern science, had figured out ways to restore us to that natural energy field without going and lying on the beach or climbing the mountains every day. So it was a brilliant idea, and I fell in love with the idea of word of mouth presentations to educate people about how these products could help them. And it fits right in with the compounding effect of our daily habits. It's the little habits, the little decisions we make every day, 20, 30, 50 of them, that add up to true balance and health. Not only affects our health, but our mental health, our relationships, even our productivity, our income, our success, and ultimately our happiness. And the motto of the company is humans being more. It's really about building people. I like to say from the ground up, because the first product was insoles for the shoes to restore that magnetic field. And there are these lifestyle choices. When you make decisions that are negative for health, we become humans under stress. Our body gets overloaded with heavy body burden from toxins in our air and our water and our food, and just mental stress. We have hectic lives now, 24/7 access from everybody. It's a really stressful day if you don't make healthy decisions that help your body deal with it. Today, stress is the biggest killer. We call it the silent killer because people don't feel that connection, but it does contribute to all the things that kill us early, like heart disease, diabetes, cancer, stroke, and all those things that minimize our quality of life: fatigue, allergies, poor sleep, weight gain, anxiety, depression, and so on. So if we have a way to support our body to manage that stress better, we're a long way towards health. 70% of Americans have sleep issues, and one poor night's sleep drops their immune system by 60% immediately. It's also in a good night's sleep that our memory is laid down, our muscles recover, our digestion recovers, and so on. Most healing goes on during the night, and restoring ourselves from the stress of the day is supposed to happen during sleep. So if there's sleep problems, getting to sleep or waking up and not going back to sleep, or waking up tired and unrested, that affects the whole day and ultimately your whole life. The air and water now have known toxins throughout. We know that indoor air can be worse than outdoor air because we've closed up our houses to save on heating and cooling costs. And the World Health Organization says that 7 million premature deaths are attributable to air pollution. That's a huge body burden. We bring so many chemicals into our homes today, and that it can even outgas from our new furniture or our carpets or our curtains with the treatments that these furnishings have. So we need to purify our air. And then, of course, our water, we're 70 to 80% water. Our brain is more water than that. And tap water is now contaminated with thousands of different chemicals, from agricultural chemicals, endocrine disruptors, from pesticides, heavy metals, and we use chlorine to get rid of any live bacteria that could kill us right away. But then we're stuck with the chlorine and the chlorine compounds that can be very dangerous. And we know that even if we're drinking bottled water, there can be thousands of residual chemicals in that as well. It may taste better because they take the chlorine out, but there's still toxins. And when you add all that up, it's a heavy body burden. And so we need to come with active wellness to help our bodies counteract all of that. The people suffering the most are the young people. Obesity rates are higher than ever. Today, over a third of our whole population are overweight. 1 of every 5 adolescents is obese, and children are suffering modern diseases at younger and younger ages. And we know that 30% of children are overweight and heading towards obesity. And for the first time in American history, they're predicting that our children will not have the same longevity that we have. And that's really unacceptable. Less than half of adolescents are eating the suggested amount of vegetables, and only 27% of high schoolers are getting the physical activity they need. And we can imagine if they're poorly nourished and heading towards obesity, they don't feel like it. Low-income families, of course, have it worse. They're often in food deserts as far as fresh produce. They have more stress, anxiety, and depression, and so they suffer more health challenges. So what is the answer? It is humans being more active wellness, making those choices every day that build health. We call it being healthy by choice, not by chance, because obviously the statistics aren't good. So this is where Nikken comes in. 1975, brilliant visionary figured out with his engineering friends how to create these insoles that helped to restore us to that natural energy of the earth. And from the beginning, Mr. Masuda had the philosophy of true health being dependent on 5 key pillars of health: healthy body, healthy mind, healthy family, society, and finances. And all of these need to be in balance. If any one of them is suffering, the others will begin to suffer. If we have a bad attitude, or we are surrounded by negative people, or we don't have time to build our spiritual lives, then everything else suffers. If our physical health is hurting, of course, everything else suffers. If we have poor relationships or no time with our families, then that affects how we perform in everything else in our lives. If we aren't doing anything that we feel is meaningful or contributing to society, then that hurts our spirits. And of course, if our finances are lagging, it's hard to support all those other areas of our lives. So it's a brilliant philosophy. And for 42 years, Nikken has put that out into the marketplace. And that is truly our core product, is helping people achieve that balance. From the physical end, Nikken's advantage is with these products, having them in your home, in your office, in your car. And now they've addressed sleep issues, water issues, food issues, light and air. And they developed a concept of a wellness home, a holistic approach to health. And this is a quick overview of Nikken's products. We have an amazing line of nutrition and skincare, which is second to none. I became certified in nutrition in the early 80s. I'd been a lawyer and then stopped to raise my family and started doing family counseling based on the books I'd written on parenting. And I noticed that a core problem in families was poor nutrition, not enough sleep. And so being able to offer Nikken products to families can change their lives completely. And I was so excited to find that Nikken was absolutely on the cutting edge of nutrition and has stayed there. All the years that I have been with Nikken, they are always doing more research. And our newest product, among our newest products, is a bone health supplement. It's actually replenishment that helps bones do what they do, managing the minerals in our body with no side effects. It's truly amazing. On the picture also are amazing exotic fruit drink with no added colorings, preservatives, sweeteners, water, just the exotic fruits. And on there you also see our skincare line, which is eco-certified, as natural as possible. And we have a whole line of products that are designed to address every core system of the body. In the environmental area, we have an amazing water system called Mag water. That's living magnetized water. And this special water was discovered in the mountains of Asia. It was like the Garden of Eden. The plants just thrived. So they found, it took about 25 years to figure out all the things that nature was doing to make this water so special. And that's what our waterfall does. It turns tap water into this Mag water. And it's extraordinary. Even children that won't drink water start using that little faucet to get their water. The air system is like the water system. It does all those things that nature does to clean air. And if you have it by your bed, you just breathe easier through the whole night. We also have a shower system that also creates Mag water, and also micro bubbles for the ultimate cleaning and hydrating, and a light system that I have here on my desk. Again, second to none in the market because it has that extra blue to help normalize your day-night cycle. And it's easier to read by this light. It's less stressful on the eyes. It doesn't flicker and so on. The rest and relaxation category is the signature line of Nikken because they started with the insoles. And I have them in every pair of shoes I own. And there's also that square there that has the same technologies. We call them power buttons. It's a Dynaflux technology, patented because of the way it creates that magnetic field for the body. And then there's the sleep system, which is really the core of our product line because, as I said, everything happens during the sleep. And it's a topper for your mattress, all natural material, made in the US with the magnetic technologies throughout it, and a comforter to go with it, and an amazingly ergonomically designed pillow. I've added a slide here just to remind me to mention our newest nutritionals, which is absolutely extraordinary. It's the only organic-based weight management program on the market today, and it includes a wonderful meal replacement powder, which is the first powder I've ever been able to recommend. There's all kinds of great stuff in there to feed the brain as well as the body and to normalize your appetite so you don't crave carbohydrates because you have good energy without them. And so it's a lot easier to lose weight, not get irritable and feel deprived. Then we have the T10-4, which is exquisite matcha tea, which is the finest tea. It gives you an energy pickup without any jitters or drop off. And then paleo bars, the has fewer ingredients than any other bars on the market, just 3 or 4 for each of our wonderful flavors. And then the 2 supplements that go along, digestion and cleanse and detox. And they are extraordinary formulas as well, the finest I've ever seen for helping your body get rid of the fats and the toxins that accumulate in fats, and to totally metabolize properly everything that you ingest. So I just wanted to mention that. So now we're going to move on to talk with Dee Welsh, our special guest. And so let me stop the screen share so that you can see her. And so Dee, unmute yourself, and I'm very pleased to have Dee Welsh as our guest, and I'll let her tell you her story. Welcome, Dee. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Randy. Yes, so I am a mother of 5 and grandmother to 13, and I'm a retired nurse, and I'm also trained in spiritual direction and certified in the emotion code and body code, which came later after I was introduced to Nikken almost 9 years ago now. And a friend who asked if she could tell me about what she was doing, said she wanted to tell me about it because she knew I was always tired. And it was true. I was working about 60 hours a week, maybe more some weeks. What she didn't know was that daily, frequently during the day, I would have neck discomfort, upper back, mid back, lower back, numbness down to my knee frequently, related to an old car accident when I was in my mid-30s and was hospitalized for 3.5 months in traction most of that time. So that, did its job draining my energy. Plus, I didn't sleep well for 15 or 20 years. It would take me hours to get to sleep. Wouldn't shut down, and then I'd think, oh, I'm going to be tired tomorrow because I'm not getting any sleep. So there was this sort of ongoing cycle and a lot of stress related to all of those things. So when I was introduced and was shown some of the products and had, they did a muscle test on me, I could see the difference and strength and balance. And told me about the 5 pillars of health and the concept of humans being more. That made a lot of sense to me. I like the idea of using natural energies of the earth, sun, and air. I grew up, eating vegetables and fruits from my dad's garden and the fruit trees in our yard. So there was always that interest in what's good for us to put into our bodies. So this made a lot of sense. I wanted to feel better. I am interested in a lot of things and wanted to keep going with all of that. So I got most of everything right away. And did start feeling better. The discomfort was under control. I felt like I was having more energy. I loved the water, loved the clean air in my home. A couple of weeks later, the sleep system came. And the first night, I fell asleep right away, which was so unusual. And I woke up before the alarm went off, feeling rested and energized. And I know that's not the case for everyone, but I was already very well hydrated, which I think is a big factor in having the technologies be more effective. And about a year after I was introduced, the bone health pack, the estrogens came out. So I had bone density issues for quite a few years, had been on traditional prescription medicine, went off of it, when I became aware of some of the more severe side effects, and didn't want to take my chances with that. So about a year after I started our bone health pack, my first scan, I was back in the normal range. And I've been in the normal range for the last 7 years or more. And I definitely feel better than I did 9 years ago. I'm that much older. I feel like there is just such a great in the concepts that Nikken is founded on. And yes, we may not and probably won't get into balance in all those 5 pillars that Randy talked about all at once, all the time. But the fact for myself, and I've heard since I've been in and seen, um, the products are safe, they're effective, they're economical. To me, health, being healthy is economical. Being sick is not, in so many ways, not just the expense of being ill, but the toll it takes on so many other areas of your life. And they're effective and easy to use because we don't want to make our lives more complicated, right? We've already got enough of that going on. So to incorporate things that are simple, that will help us be more energized, more vital, more engaged in what's going on around us, because there's so much good stuff, is just amazing. And I'm so grateful. Um, and to know that we're putting our body in balance at the cellular level so we can have a better immune system, tend to fight off some of the things that we're bombarded with. I'm around, young kids periodically who are sick or whatever. I feel like I'm foolproof. I know that's maybe fantasy in some ways, but I just haven't gotten sick, haven't had colds, all that in a number of years. So we can't make medical claims. We do have our own stories of what has been helpful to us. So I guess that's what I would just encourage anyone who's listening to this or any of the other presentations that are available to really make that investment for yourself so that you can have your own experience. And it may not happen immediately, but our bodies haven't gone on that downward trajectory immediately either. And it may take a little time. So be patient. And we know it's safe and it's not going to hurt anything. And there are good things that are helping.
Thanks so much, Dee. That was beautiful. So you covered so much, and obviously, it's made a huge difference in your life. What's your 30-second recommendation for someone who's just seeing this for the first time?
I think to just put yourself in a place, okay, I'm open to hearing what may be presented to me. And sometimes we almost have to make a conscious decision to just be open and then listen and see and maybe try some things and let yourself be guided by how you feel.
That's great. It's so true that because it's easy to just to not realize how much we can bring to our own health. And that's what active wellness is all about. So let me go back to the slides. We just have another moment. Thank you so much, Dee Welsh. That was beautiful. Well done. So ask yourself if what you're doing today is getting you closer to where you want to be in those 5 pillars of health. And that's healthy mind, healthy body, healthy family, healthy society, and healthy finances. And just immerse yourself in the information about what Nikken has to offer. It's the only totally comprehensive, holistic corporation in the world, having a full line of products, what I call one-stop shop for wellness. And we invite you to become a customer. Start anywhere with the insoles, the water, or just getting yourself to an event where they'll go over all the things that Dee described. And then if you fall in love with the products, you can become a part-time partner with us, and collaborative entrepreneurship, we call it, or actually full-time entrepreneur like some of us are. So thank you for watching this video, and thank you to all the guests, and thank you to Karen Rose and Hattie Jane, who are my co-hosts, and I think they'll be filling in for me a couple of times in the very future. And thanks again, Dee, really appreciate it. And thank you all for being on board, and share this recording, and invite people to the events, to the product showcases every Thursday on the royalalliance.com/live.